So we're going to title the page Chapter 1, Foundations for Algebra, Section 5, Adding and Subtracting Real Numbers. Now you should have cut out a plus sign in colored construction paper. You pick your color. A plus sign that's big enough to fit some information about adding real numbers. So underneath this plus sign, you're going to write same sign, add the numbers, keep the sign. Same sign, add, keep the sign. And you're going to have two examples here. So same sign, so let's say they're both positive, and you have 3 plus 7, that's going to equal 10. So a positive 3 plus a positive 7 will equal a positive 10. Just like that, negative 3 plus negative 7, same sign, you add the numbers, so 3 plus 7 is 10, and you keep the sign, they're both negative, so it'll be a negative 10. So that will be under part of this plus sign that you have cut out. Now under a different part of the plus sign, you're going to write different signs, find the difference, subtract, take the sign of the bigger number, or the highest absolute value. So here, let's say we have different signs. 3 plus negative 7. So one of my numbers is positive and one of my numbers is negative. The difference between those two numbers, so the difference between 3 and 7 is 4, and we're going to take the sign of the number with the highest absolute value, which would be negative 7, so our answer is going to be negative. Now, if the 3 were the negative number plus positive 7, we have different signs, so one is negative and one is positive. We're going to find the difference, which is still 4, but now the number with the highest absolute value, which would be 7, is positive, so our answer is also going to be positive. Another way of looking at this would be if we had a number line. If we started with this first example here, if we started at positive 3 and we added negative 7, that means we'd be going back to the left 7 places, and that would land us at negative 4. And in this example, if we were to start at negative 3 and go forward, positive means go right 7 places, that would bring us to positive 4. So you could see that you could find your answer in a number line as well, but obviously you don't want to draw a number line every time you're adding positive or negative numbers. So same sign, add the numbers, keep the sign. If they're both positive, it stays positive. If they're both negative, it stays negative. Different signs, one is positive and one is negative. Subtract the two numbers, just the numbers, not the signs. Find the difference. Write down that number, and then take the sign of the number with the highest absolute value. Now here we should have drawn and cut out a subtraction symbol. And underneath the subtraction symbol, KCC, keep, change, change, and then follow the rules for addition. So let's do an example here. Let's say we have 3 minus negative 7. Keep, change, change means keep the sign of the first, so this 3 stays positive. Change the middle sign to addition. Change the sign of the last number. And then follow the rules for addition. So now we have two numbers with the same sign, so we're just going to add them together, and we'll get positive 10. Now if we have negative 3 minus negative 7, keep the sign of the first, so this remains negative. Change subtraction to addition. Change the sign of the last. So now we have two numbers with different signs, a positive and a negative. So we're going to find the difference, which is 4. And then we're going to take the sign of the bigger number. 7 is the bigger number, so it remains positive. Now let's say we have something like -7 minus +3. Same thing, keep the sign of the first, so it stays -7. Change it to addition. Change the sign of the last. So it was a +3, we're going to make it a -3. Then follow the rules for addition. So a negative plus a negative is going to equal a negative. 7 plus 3 is 10. And again, we can see this on the number line. This was originally 3 minus -7. So that would mean we're starting at 3. And keep, change, change, we'd be going to the right 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that would bring us to 10. So you can see it on a number line, but this is what should be underneath your subtraction sign. Now section 6, you can put this title at the top of the same page if you're still on the same page. This is multiplying and dividing real numbers. I want you to cut out an X for multiplication and something that resembles some sort of division sign, which we're going to put some information under. The first is the table, the tic-tac-toe table. So you're going to put the plus signs, tic-tac-toe down the middle, negative signs everywhere else. Now what this is going to mean is that a negative times a negative is a positive. A negative times a positive is a negative. A positive times a negative is a negative. And a positive times a positive is a positive. So underneath your multiplication symbol, you should have written this table. And then we're going to do an example of each. So obviously, +3 times +2 is +6. -3 times +2 is -6. +3 times -2 is -6. And -3 times -2 is +6. So you can see here, same sign, positive, same sign, positive. Even though they're both negative, if they're the same sign, then it's positive. If they're different signs, a positive and a negative, then the answer will be negative. This same table should go under the symbol for division. Same rules follow, except we're talking about dividing now. So let's say we have +12 divided by +4. We get a +3. +12 divided by -4. Different signs, it's a negative answer. -12 divided by +4. Different signs, it's a negative answer. And -12 divided by -4 is a positive answer. So again, same sign, positive, same sign, positive, different signs, negative, different signs, negative. Or looking at the table, a positive times a negative is a negative times a positive is a negative times a negative is a positive, and obviously a positive times a positive is a negative. And same exact table works for division.